Good evening, this is Tenentic Human, and welcome to this, my chariot-only challenge of Rome Total War, and you join me as the Seleucids, who of course have themselves one of the trickier starts on Rome Total War, so we're going to make it even harder by giving us some restrictions, and really one quite big restriction, which is we're only using these lads here, the Scythed chariots, and we do a few Phalanx armies around us, which might be problematic, but we'll get to that when we find everyone collapsing and dying in the middle of the battlefield. But for now, we of course have these lads who can cause chaos, but they can also run amok and have basically no defence at all. But we do have our good old Antiochus here, who will of course give ourselves even more Scythed chariots. I have changed around the bodyguard units to match, which is marvellous. They have no extra hit points, by the way. They are the same unit, so that could go interesting. We're going to lose a lot of generals, but then again, we've got Antiochus. We need to get through a big pile of Antiochuses to make it canon as the Seleucids, so I suppose that is the way we're going to go with this. Now, as you might well imagine, there are a few problems. For example, Scythed chariots can't actually be built in any of my towns at the start of the game. We need the trader, and then we need the blacksmith. Currently, no town can actually do that, which is a bit of a problem. So for, well, the first 5, 6, 7 turns or so, we won't be able to build any more units, which is slightly problematic, as you can probably imagine. What I've done in each town is I've replaced the army with a single unit of Scythed chariots. I haven't even replaced them all with Scythed chariots. That would probably be a bit OP. So yes, for now, we've just got a couple units here or there, and the generals will have to pull their weight a little bit. But if you've ever used chariots, you'll well know that small forces of chariots by themselves are going to go very wrong very quickly indeed. So what do we need to do? Well, we of course, as I just said, need to get ourselves some... See, we're not even big enough to get a blacksmith in this town here, for example. We need to get ourselves up to blacksmith nice and quick. So Asclepios, with a health bonus, will help us out with that. And we probably need to do very similar things in these other towns as well. So let's just get all of those built. Hactra is almost certainly going to be killed by the Armenians pretty much at the start. I mean, we are playing on very hard, so they'll turn up before anything even happens. So I'm going to send that over to Seleucia, and hopefully we'll be okay. Now, as for Egypt, we're going to do what, well, anyone who plays as Seleucid should really do at the start, which is immediately charge the Egyptians. So we're going to grab our forces from these towns here, and we're going to immediately send them all into the same army and head on down to Sidon, which with any luck we'll be able to take without too many problems. Of course, yeah, we don't have infantry, so we'll be sieging things out unless they sally forth at us, but I imagine they will be sallying forth a fair old bit. Yes, even more. Asclepios, please. Just lots and lots of health bonuses, lots and lots of booster population. So we'll probably want to enslave Sidon as we capture it. We might as well put that on low tax rate, but I'm not going to spend any money on Hactra. It will fall pretty darn soon. But yeah, Seleucia and Antioch can at least get the blacksmith in 5 turns once they built the trader. So in 7 turns, we'll be able to have ourselves a single unit in each of those towns. Oh god, it's going to be a painful campaign. On to turn 2 then, and immediately we're going to set siege on Sidon. 6 turns that will take if they don't sally forth, and they might do. We'll see about that, but I can't help but notice a big pile of rebels sitting outside my towns already, which is, it's only turn 1, damn it, game. Very, very rude indeed. Hopefully we'll survive long enough to actually, win a victory in this game. We are now obviously going to build the traders in all these other towns, apart from Hactra, which we don't care about. But aside from that, yes, we are slowly... What? Oh gosh, I forgot about this. Okay, my map editing video was the last thing I recorded on Rome, so I haven't actually changed any of this at all. And yeah, obviously, because I changed the climate, it actually goes snowy in winter as well, which is absolutely marvellous. Oh, I forgot about that. Does this matter? I don't think it matters. I mean, this should erupt like next turn, but like aside from that, yeah, I think it's this one that I've set to erupt. Yeah, this one will erupt next turn, but aside from that, I don't think that matters at all. It'll just take us ages to get to Petra. It will take a boat because that's actually make use of the Red Sea for the first time in history. Okay, Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, but we'll stick with it. We'll stick with it. It's a nice advert for my map editing. If you want to do map editing, by the way, there'll be a little link in the description below and probably a card up at the top here. But anyway, let's end our turn. Let's see what nonsense comes on next. Of course, one thing I really don't need to worry about on this is the economy, because I've got basically no units right now, so the money is coming in pretty fast. You might well notice, by the way, that the Egyptians have now turned up at Sidon. But another thing I've noticed is that some of my units don't have full amounts of the men on them. I'm not quite sure why that's happened. Maybe I did something wonky on the Deska Strat file when I had a fiddle with it. I don't know. Very, very strange indeed. Nonetheless, there are actually a few troops over here and a few rebels who actually have an army nearby. So we're going to go and take on Captain Memnon, and we'll take him down. Good. A few peasants and eastern infantry gives us a nice little introduction to our Scythed chariots in battle. In case these lads are pretty new to you, they of course have themselves a super high attack and charge bonus, but yeah, they're quite like to run amok. Hopefully not in this particular affair, because we're just chopping down some peasants and eastern infantry. So this is pretty much the kind of battle that we want. We might well lose. Might lose one or two, but we'll probably be okay. Now, a good idea with chariots generally is to kind of try and run through them, so then you can come back at them again, and that's already the battle. Quite why it hasn't said victory, I don't know, because they're clearly both routing. But, you know, all is marvellous. Victory is ours, and quite a few battles will likely end this way. The problem is when we have not enough chariots to take them out, and we'll probably see that in a moment when we take on the Egyptians at Sidon. As you may well have anticipated, Armenia have now taken Hatra. Oh, for Pete's. Okay, these are really piling up now, and it's not actually funny anymore. We're now 2 turns away. They're not attacking us, but Antiochus has just died, which probably doesn't really help the old situation either. Yeah, there are kind of rebels everywhere, although we are finally at the chance to retrain and actually train some new units, which is absolutely beautiful. Luckily, the rebels haven't strolled in. I'm not quite sure why they haven't, but they haven't. So I'm just going to stack those up, because I might as well, you know. I might as well. I don't have an awful lot of money to spend other things on, or at least I don't have things to spend my other money on, I probably should say. So, yeah, I don't really know what we want at this point. Just get a market. Just get a market down. We'll get some of the basic stuff in play, and hopefully this will go well in a moment, because I did promise we're about to have this battle. For some reason, they don't want to do it. And the time has finally come. The Egyptians are indeed going to sally forth, but in spite of all the forces they've got here, they haven't actually got them together into one army. So that works pretty nicely for me. Let's go into battle. Let's scythe them down. Well, of course, we do need to be very, very careful about the... careful about the phalanxes. There we go. Charge into the phalanx. They're facing the wrong way now. Full charge! And hopefully we'll be okay now, because we should immediately break them. Indeed we have. Yes, if those phalanxes were facing the right way, this could have gone awfully terribly. But no, they're both immediately squashed. That hopefully means that we could just follow them in, actually. It might be a nice simple way of doing it. But to be honest, yeah, you know what? You guys go do that. General, you head off over there. You lads, follow them into the city. And with any luck, this is how a lot of these battles will go. But, yeah, the Egyptians are quite likely to use a big pile of phalanxes, and that can be a problem. There goes the general, legs scythed off as promised in the intro. I think I did anyway. Anyway, if I didn't promise it there, I'm promising it to you right now. There'll be a lot of legs chopped off here today. And you know what? Human is supposed to taste awfully like pig, and pig's legs are tasty. So, yeah, let's get into battle. Let's carve us up some legs. Best not send the general into his death, so we're going to turn these units around a little bit. Yes, look at this. We can get them to turn around. That works for us, doesn't it? Try and avoid the javelins. Javelins are pretty darn dangerous, actually. You keep moving, keep moving. No, no! The chariots. Lunatic chariots. Is that the general? I think that's the general being an utter numpty over there. Can we just get on top of these chariots, please? Get on top of them. Victory shall be ours! There we go. More and more are fleeing. The Nubian spearmen are still fighting, but they're not in any phalanxy formation, which should mean we're okay. What are you doing? Oh, get in the city, you numpties. Yeah, this is the other problem. No, we'll continue. We'll chop them all down. But yeah, another problem with chariots are they're not very good at following orders, it should be said. And quite often they're just going to wander into towers and just get themselves shot down, which is somewhat what's been happening so far. But essentially, the battle is won and Sidon is ours. As we capture Sidon then, it is only a large town, and at this point, to be honest, most of my towns are pretty much 2,000, so, and to be honest, how many of them actually have a general in them? Not enough. So we will simply occupy. Probably not the best idea in terms of keeping them happy. And our boat, you know what, I can't disband this, so we might as well just get it destroyed. That is probably a good plan, probably not the best plan. It's a plan. Let's stick with a plan. In the immediate follow-up then, we do need to take out the spare units before they join together and cause us a lot of problems, especially as our only reinforcement is the other side of this rebel unit right now. So we should probably send them over to help in good time. But for now, let's go and take these lads out. 3 of the Phalanx spearmen, followed by more Phalanx spearmen. This could be problematic. Of course, this is where if I was playing as the Britons, I could actually use my light archers or my light chariots to pick them off with a few arrows. But unfortunately, we don't have that at all. We don't, so we're just going to have to do this the incredibly painful way and hope that we don't lose. Is this Dimitri? What are you doing? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. No! That's what happens. That is what happens when you press the wrong button and it all goes to Shiza Manelli. Yeah, well, this one worked a bit better. A bit of a side swipe. Now pull out to the rear. You have lost a few men. Anytime you want to help. Yeah, they're not very quick to help. Really not very quick to help. And we're having quite a few problems. Boner Horn of Destiny, my good sir. I don't know if that stops you from running. There we go. There's a hit in the rear. There's the hit in the rear that we're looking for. However. Oh, God. Ah! There goes the general. And we have problems. You pull out right now before you flee. Pull out before you flee. Pull out before we lose everyone. General's gone. Maybe we'll regroup. This and herein lies the problem. We managed to kill some of them, not all of them. Right, you're back alive. Get into these numpties, or Nubians as they're probably better known. Okay, let's regroup. We can do this. At this point, we do have 2 units who are running amok, which is okay. Not the worst thing in the world. It's better than nothing. Are these guys facing the... They're just not facing anyway. Okay. Well, their things aren't down, so we're just going to pile into them. There we go. Put your phalanxes down, you fools. That would have been much better. Yeah, not the... No. By Jove, no. Okay, yeah, the ones who are running amok are kind of helpful and kind of not. They're now just running through them. Which, there we go. Look, they're pulling them in. Come on, my good sirs. Distract them. Distract them. Not distract them long enough for us. That's just murdered him. But we should hit them in the rear this time. Oh, dear. Okay. And when we have enough of these units, we'll be able to absolutely overwhelm. But for now, trying to be technical with chariots is a problematic thing, suffice to say. Okay, we've got on top of them. That's good. Where are these reinforcements? They're kind of a bit all over the place. Most of them are gone. It's just the Nubian spearmen over here. Get yourselves up in this direction. Let's get them distracted, hopefully, by all of us. We do not want their men to get regrouped, though. Come on, run on past the Nubian spearmen. They're still following them. And now turn. Turn and charge. Charge! There's a tree in the way! Okay, that charge didn't... The charge didn't happen. Charge didn't happen. Pull out of there. Pull out of there. Pull out. Pull out. Out. Right, you, sir. Oh, God, they've regrouped. This is not ideal. My main tactic at this point is to send one unit to keep me from completely routing, to go and mop up some of the others. And this unit, come on! There we go. That's the scythe we're looking for. That's got to break you. Come on. Oh, this is the problem. If I don't have more than one unit, they don't quite break you. It's really the mass of chariots that wins you the day here. How are these guys doing? They are still mopping people up, but they're a bit isolated, and there are some skirmishers coming back into battle. Try and charge into them, but we could have a problem if we're not careful. You guys, regroup. Ah! Annoyingly, that distraction has just moved in the wrong direction at the wrong time, but we have a chance. We have a chance. Come on, hit them. In the rear. Hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them. That was our only chance. If they don't break, we're dumb. This is so tight. I mean, One way or another, this battle's essentially done. But steady, steady, damn it! And there we are, defeated. I thought we might just be able to get far enough away, but no. The day is not ours, sadly, and back to the drawing board. In retrospect, it's probably a lot more sensible to not attack Egypt on turn 1, which is what you'd normally do if you're playing the Seleucids. This is not, however, a normal campaign. God and blast. We're now under siege from both of these numpties, and they brought their cataphracts, which... do they have enough defence to deal with this? Normally horses get torn up by chariots. Guess we're going to go find out. I find it very interesting that not only can we actually see the Hanging Guards of Babylon somewhere in the distance there, but the campaign map said that we were massively underpowered, and it turns out we are superly powered. So that's good. We're just going to charge into these horse archers before they cause us all manner of difficulties. And if we can take them on without the others in the battle, I'd be quite happy with that. But they're going to run away, and they're going to be a big problem, aren't they? I think they might be, unless we can somehow pull them into melee. We will see about that. Okay, you should probably be charging as well, my good sir. Everyone swing into these lads. Oh, we failed to swing into them. Just swing to the chariot. Swing into the cataphract. See what we can do. You've got to actually charge. Your charge bonus is kind of important. Can we just sheer numbers these lads? Hopefully. We're losing lots of men. Charge through. Charge through. You guys get on top of those horse archers. We're not doing a huge amount to the cataphract. We're doing a little bit, actually. We've broken them both. We've broken them both. The charging through is often a good tactic. Get on top of that general. Now we have the opportunity. Sheer number. We just about have enough numbers here to do something. But obviously these eastern generals are also javelin men, which is not particularly ideal. Turns out chariots are really not very well suited to all of the armies in this part of the world. Horse archers and javelin cav. And, oh, we're almost entirely routing at this point, aren't we? This is all looking very, very good as ever then. We've got 2 units basically broken and destroyed. We have, though, caught these horse archers, which is good news because they should get absolutely murdered by us. Come on, just tear him to shreds. That's perfect. They're gone. And the general will run out of javelins and he will join us in battle shortly. That is absolutely marvellous. They've immediately gone completely mental. But we should chop down that general now. He is isolated. That's good news. And the rest of them seem to be fleeing at this point. So let's just chop him down. Don't let him escape. And then, there we go. He's running. Are we actually going to catch him? Hopefully. There he is. Hack him. I think we failed. But, yeah, there's the victory. Just about. Lord be praised. We failed to take out the general, though, which is a little bit irritating. At the very least, where are you even going? See, the terror chasing things down as well. But that is a victory of sorts. If I'm going to lose this town, I might as well destroy their barracks and their port. I don't want it, so we'll just get rid of all of that nonsense. Marvellous news. The map's a little bit confused by that, so we've got a bit of a derelict spot there. But hey-ho, it's all absolutely fine. So we'll hopefully be able to... Okay, there are more of them over here. But yeah, we'll be able to retrain. We're going to get ourselves to trying to Hephaestus, which will help us out in terms of those light weapons as well. Actually, yes, we'll continue to do that. We'll retrain what we can, get more chariots, and do what we should have done at the start, which was sit in our original towns and build more chariots. But, you know, this way was more fun, I suppose. Hilariously, I clearly made a mistake when I set this file up, which is what I'm doing is I'm just creating more and more generals by accident, because obviously I set the Scythed chariot to be a general unit. What I needed to do was create a separate unit that's pretty much identical to Scythed chariots, which is then the general unit. So what I'm doing is I'm just building more and more generals right now, which is kind of funny. It doesn't matter that much because in essence I'm just ending up with more generals. In fact, if anything, they're smaller units than I would be getting. Are they? It says 18. Okay, well, I have to check on that. I'm just going to have to go edit the files and sort that out because I didn't think about that one and I hadn't noticed it until now, which I guess is the problem when you can't build all of your units. So yeah, we're just getting piles and piles of generals, which is... Well, it would normally be good, but they have no extra hit points. They're just exactly the same. But amusing as that is, I might just go and fix that. Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Okay, so, right, I've just changed some of the files and immediately... This wasn't supposed to be a modding video, but There was no unit for the general to be, so it immediately killed him. That is absolutely glorious. Okay, it's fine. We can continue with generals, but that was kind of funny. Fine, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it with lots and lots of generals. I can't bother to figure out the modding thing right now. The problem is, what I should have done. I should have done that as the Britons, because then I could have set the heavy chariots to be the generals and the light chariots to be the normal units or something like that, and yada yada yada. But no, what's happened is there's only one unit, and it just means every time we generate it, it thinks it has to be a general unit, so it's turned it into a general unit. So if I take general unit off Scythed chariots, there's no longer a general unit because I took the original unit away. Yeah, I want the generals to be chariots, so we'll just make all the chariots generals. That would just be, it will do that rather than killing every family member that comes along, because that's probably going to be problematic for our family going forward, especially as a lot of them are going to die. Maybe we'll do it in spits and we'll do it in spits and things. Spits? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, we'll do it in we'll do sort of chunks. We have plenty of generals right now. I'll tell you what, we'll do it in like chunks of. I'll play some of the game with generals on and some of it where it's just chariots. So we have a bit of a mixture, because right now we've got a lot of generals and not a lot of actual chariots. So if you see random generals dying like that's what's going on. Hilariously, after all this waiting at Sidon, the army is just a general and 2 skirmishers. I might just have a chance. Probably don't, but there's a chance. Gloriously, we have managed to immediately rout a skirmisher. Second one are throwing javelins in, which, unlike the remasters, aren't homing missiles, so they've missed because we dodged them, which of course makes absolute sense. So, in we go, and now's the general. We've got the right angle on the general, which is very nice indeed. He's also a chariot, of course, and that should mean with superior amounts of chariots, we might just be okay. Got the tower. Right, there are no towers. Got the towers on that side, he says. It looks like we might actually be able to do this. Very, very nice indeed. Come on down to 15. We've got ourselves 17. And a few there. There we go. That's general. Victory is ours. The Inuit general is dead, and God bless these skirmishers. Technically, we never quite had victory because they decided to regroup, but God bless their souls. They picked up the ram, and they're going to keep pushing in. We do actually have 4 on the plaza because I'm not a complete lunatic, and I have somewhat learned from the whole routing business, or the whole running amok, which can happen pretty much randomly. So we'll finish these guys off. Turns out we did have a chance after all. To prove my point, one of them has actually run amok during the victory dance here, which is quite staggering. But there we are. That is just the way of the chariot. Suffice to say that we do have a few problems, so I'm just going to see if a bit of bribery will help grease the wheels of the chariot. Yes, of course. We bought him some lovely chariots. He's joined our lovely, charming peoples. Oh, I don't normally use the diplomats, but I do feel like, if we've got going to use some of our advantages, we might as well use that one on this occasion. As for this army, that's a bit more of a problem, and we are now just 1 turn away from the blacksmith in a few places. I think Sardis, has just completed it. So Sardis, they've just turned up. We've literally just had the chance to build them. Dear, and it's the same over here. We're not far from getting it, but we do have the problem that it's just rioting endlessly right now. So this here is a little bit stronger. We've got a few more units over here, so hopefully in time we'll be able to build that one up. But I think we have a few problems still. Suffice to say that problems are now mounting quite significantly. We've got Spartacus over here. We have a fairly significant stack taking on Sardis. Do not want to take on the Pontic Heavy Cav. They could cause us lots of problems if they use their javelins correctly. Sidon. Sidon is fine actually. Antioch, more of an issue. Full stack, terrible force. We might actually win that if there aren't too many Nubian spears, but again, problems mounting. Not so worried about this over here. Obviously the numbers are small, but we've got plenty of units, and this is where, if things are even pretty even, auto-resolve will be a glorious victory, and we'll probably find that works for us pretty nicely going forward, as long as we've got the same amount of units as the opponent. So a bit of a trait increase there. That's a nice start, but as for the rest of them, not quite so convinced they're going to go as well. Generally speaking, the best plan with chariots is just to pick a flank and charge all of your units into it. Now when I say all, normally I mean 20 units smash into one flank. and we hit the second from the end is normally the best way of doing it. And then you can hopefully just get someone just to knock that final unit on the edge. Then you basically, yeah, you just roll them up. It's just a standard tactic of, you know, break one flank and roll the rest of them up. But unfortunately, we're just going to get hit a little bit. And we just kind of pulled the general into this as well, which wasn't quite the plan. But we can try and pull out a little bit. We might be able to pull through them. There you can see break, break, break. There goes their general. That's another break, most likely. And there we are. That's how you chariot. This is how you chariot, ladies and gentlemen. Whole army wrapped up in a matter of split seconds. What was that? 15 seconds? And this is what we're going to see a lot more of in this campaign. When we actually have some units. This is with 3 units. And if you do it right, that is how you do it. This is how you chariot. And, well, there might just be a chance. Because now we can train more units in whatever this town is. Sardis. This is Sardis. Antioch might be more problematic. I might try and hold on Antioch, and we'll see if we can train more units. Actually, Sidon's about to be ready, actually. So, yeah, Sidon can retrain and send units to Antioch if the Egyptians don't attack in time. Antioch is a little bit more of a problem because there's a whole full stack here, and, well, the gates are kind of already wide open and broken. So we're trying to charge through, but it's not really happening. So I'm just going to try and hit the side of these spearmen over here and just see if that... No, not the front. Not the front. Not the front. I have Pete's mahogany table. Okay, well, we're just going to kill ourselves on these lands, I suspect. Let's just try and break them immediately. We've lost a few men already, but we have broken them. That's good. Very, very good indeed. And let's hit these Nile spearmen in the rear. In the rear. General, 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 general. Not the front. Not the front. In the rear. There we go. Okay, they're problematic, aren't they? They are very problematic, but we're seeing a very similar thing to the start of the last battle here, which is what we want to see. So let's still go charge on into the next unit. Try and keep our units together as much as possible. They will regroup a little bit, so we should probably make sure those spearmen, at the very least, get themselves dealt with. So let's grab these 2 lads. Keep on charging. Unfortunately, we are definitely going to lose this, he says, as we immediately run amok. I was going to say, hopefully, we can at least mop up every unit who's not a spearman, but alas. The main problem with taking Susa are these horse archers who definitely need to be taken down one way or another. So we've got to be very careful about how we do this. The game seems to know when you've clicked on that unit to attack those, so we're just going to try and sort of weave around them a little bit. You see, they haven't quite reacted as much as you think they might have. But yes, at this point, okay, yeah, at this point, get on top of them, get on top of them. You swing around the side. They're starting to... They're so slow to react, are these chariots. Right, you've caught this unit. Come on, catch. Oh, you should have got him. Yeah, these horse archers, we've all played Rome Total War. We know what horse archers are like. They're fiendish, fiendish dogs, if ever there were any. Just going to try sheer numbers. Caught one unit, that's dealt with them. Let's just try and push these other ones into the edge of the map. Happily, there's a nice big rock here, which is just going to get on top. Oh, for Pete's sake, we still can't do it. Get around! Get around. There's a big rock there. It's really easy to get around them if you're sensible. There we go. Managed to pin them in with the geography. And with that, we should be able to take out the horse archers. Absolutely marvellous. And the rest of them should be able to go down nice and easily without those guys in the way, although there's still one unit to finish off. This battle's an absolute mess, it should be said, but we've just about managed to squeeze victory from this. It's the routing, it's the running amok that is the problem when you're in a battle like this. Take those horse archers. Very, very irritating indeed, but to be honest, quite a few of our men are still alive. They're just running around like utter loons. And with the gate open, we can immediately stroll in and claim victory, exterminate the population, and thus give us a nice pile of juicy money. Fortunately, they haven't actually built this up properly, so there's no trader, no blacksmith. So there's another 5 turns to be getting units out of there, which just to me, that's probably sensible. So we can grab most of the forces apart from Aristarchus, send them back home to Cilicia, where of course they can retrain and get moving next time. Oh dear, well we've got a few units coming out of Tarsus at last. Sidon is now able to do the same. So we are now beginning to get some units out of these towns, and we needed that money just to keep us ticking over. So we'll get some farms there, because we do get the farming bonus. Might as well have that. We've got a port. We've just lost our port. We demolished the port in Sidon because we're going to lose it, won't we? That was really, really clever. I'm really intelligent, it should be said. We've Sidon now rebel. To be honest, I'm quite happy to leave it that way for the time being. Let's not worry about any of that. Instead, make sure that we take Antioch in the next 5 turns or so. We're trying to take Halicarnassus, but we are somewhat struggling with the fact that we've got lots and lots of Pontics turning up, but we know we have their number, and we can just stroll in and take that whenever we want. So I might as well send those guys back over here, who still have the movement points. They've already sallied forth, so they've had a bit of damage to them. We can hold out and finish that little business. As for everything else, well, we're going to continue pushing northward against all of these lovely, lovely Parthian lads. And we're just going to try and take these territories because we just need the money now. So let's send these guys with us. We do want the faction leader to come join us because he is very, very, very strong and one of our only units with like 40 men. That's a little bit worrying and concerning, but well, it's going to be a bit of a flux of back and forth, isn't it? And we've run out of money now, so we really just need to get these victories. Into Antioch once more. Let's hope this time we can clear them out. We're going to use our Pontic tactics here then and smash the end of the line and hopefully tear them apart, rout them nice and quick. There we are. Keep pushing through. That's routed that entire flank straight away, which is what we want to see. Get yourselves around the side. Quick, 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 quick. We need to capitalise on all of these broken units nice and early on. Smash into their general. Get these guys dancing. The longer and longer we have until we face. There you go, someone. And can we hit these, you guys? Yes, 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 yes. Hit those Nubians. Hit the spearmen. Hit the Nar spearmen. They're not in position. They're not facing the right way. Neither are these guys. Oh, I think we got them. We've got them. Oh, it's lovely when the plan comes together like this. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I think the reinforcements are already fleeing. They might not be, but either way, victory is pretty much as. Not sure who technically hasn't let us declare victory. Is it just that general over there? Fine. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Mop up as many of these infantrymen as we can. The rebels make one final push at Halicarnassus, but that will now be ours. We'll exterminate that for the small pile of money. And thankfully, the wonder is now ours, which is just lovely because we can do with any glory we possibly can to make things happier. Yay, a bit of wonder glory, or at least maybe just keep people a little bit happier. The money is still problematic, suffice to say. We are now seeding Antioch out, which hopefully will put us somewhere near where we began the game. What has happened to... Why is my city disappeared? Apparently I have no vision over my own city anymore, which is somewhat problematic. But at this point, we might well just send the chat. Oh yeah, we're neutral with Armenia now because we become allies with the Pontics, or that we become their protectorate, which is a very nice way of saying I've bought myself some short-term peace, which is probably for the best. Yeah, roads wouldn't be the worst idea to go and grab, but for now we'll head back over to Sardis and we'll plot our next move. A little bit of money in the kitty, 3 turns over there. A bit of money in the kitty wouldn't be terrible. Phoenicia is still rebel rather than Egyptian, which is good news. So we'll just see how the cookie crumbles in the next few turns. Taking back Antioch is probably quite a key moment for us because we've had negative money for quite a while now, and a big pile of money would probably be pretty good for us. Everyone wants us to be protectorate now. No, 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 no. So we've got Antioch back, which is very much good news because it means now we can at least afford to retrain all of our units around, which is a marvellous good news. It also means we might actually have a chance of, I don't know, actually seeing what's going on in some of these places. So we'll take back Susa, which at some point I lost without me even realising, possibly because the game decided to make this completely blank. Let's say 3 turns. Apparently are we under siege? Apparently we're under siege. This is the... Okay, something's gone very strange with the game here. Apparently we're under siege, but I can't see that we're under siege, which does make sense because we're down to 17. Okay, maybe sir... Maybe Astaka should head over there instead. Sidon is back under siege. Problems are mounting, but we can retrain Tarsus now. Oh yeah, bit of money again is helping us out. Lovely. Good news! With the files changed, this man gets to live, which is lovely. And it also means I can now see what's happening in my capital again. Isn't that just beautiful? Check what he was actually like. He's actually pretty good, or at least decent enough. 27's on the older age of what I'd go for, but we'll take it, I suppose. So we go put Susa under siege. To be honest, I kind of fancy our chances at this point. Oh, some rebels. Yeah, I kind of fancy our chances at this point. And one turn until our Scythed surrenders. It's good news. Is the gate open? No, I've had a spy in there, but the gate has never been opened for me, which is a little bit sad and unfortunate. Antioch now has those reinforcements, as we just saw, but we can't get around to help. To be honest, I suspect the auto-resolve will go in our favour nowadays. Oh, indeed it does. And I think this might be, ladies and gents, when we start to see a touch of steamroller. If we can just get ourselves another city or so, just keep pushing things forward. You get yourself retrained next turn. Oh yeah, I reckon we can start to pump out lots and lots of units and push all of them back. Oh indeed, I do think we're getting very, very successful at the old chariot battles at this point. I'd say that part of this is going very well indeed. Leonatus of Belem here. Marvellously bold, bountifully bold, perhaps we can say. Man of the hour, I think, will bring him along to the party. Indeed, a bit of a party up in our sack here as well, where, well, aptly named, we've sacked the town. Marvellous stuff. Now, okay, I was about to say, we'll probably leave it here today with a successful campaign. To be honest, we haven't gained an awful lot, have we? And you may have noticed slight rebellion in Tarsus. We'll get on top of that, don't you worry. Okay, so from a military point of view, I would say this has been very, very successful. We can get some incredibly insane results. Problem is, well, public order for one, but also a simple case of the, well, the sheer expense. It's just so darn expensive to deal with these things. Like, my money just goes straight away. Look, all gone already. Utter insanity. However, well, for our spa, that's not going to last very long, is it? No. However, I think we've done a good job here, and I think there's still a good opportunity to pounce out of this situation. We know that we have the Pontic's number. As long as they don't get their bronze shields out, we can absolutely slaughter them. I reckon we can still grab our forces together and make a second charge of this. So if we head into a second, I'll see how this video does. If we head into a second part, perhaps we'll see if we can manage to pull all of this nonsense together. Because I do love this. I do love the Scythed chariots. They are awfully fun. But I didn't quite count on. I think I said at the start, oh, economy's fine. It was fine for the first 10 turns or so when I had no units. But his chariots are expensive. Potentially would have made more sense to play as Briton. Equally, I suppose the idea was that we proved that the Seleucids aren't quite as difficult as they are supposed to be. Indeed, just put 2 or 3 of these units in your army and they'll help win every single time. But, okay, I'll see how the video does. Perhaps we will have a second part to this. Maybe that'll make an interesting live stream. I've been thinking about doing some live streams at some point in the near future. So, but we will see all about that. For now, with the great Arabic summer music playing in the background, I think it's an apt time to leave it. So I will leave you now. I'm Thomas, this is Nerds the Human, and this has been our Chariot-only campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. Death and violence will come to you. This is a beautiful, beautiful town, by the way, guys. Let's go and smash it up. Dum tum ti 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 ti. How did you die? What is happening to my men? Steve! He was the one man who tried!